After winning the championship, Red Bull seems to be making some decisions about their leading figures. The ongoing feud between Sergio Perez and Helmut Marko is nothing new to the F1 community, and everyone remembers when Marko even had a racist outburst. But Red Bull somehow swept that under the rug and didn't linger long on it. But it seems that Christian Horner, the Red Bull boss, is the one with issues with Helmut Marko, and Marko not having any intentions of retiring, Red Bull Racing will axe him. There's currently a power struggle happening within Red Bull's top leadership, even though they've won 2 world titles in 2023. This issue is centered around Helmut Marko, who's an external advisor for the Austrian group. The board of directors of Red Bull will meet this week to decide if the 80-year-old Marko will continue working with the team. This information comes from O Globo, the largest television station in Latin America. They got this news from multiple sources. The article was written by Luciano Berti, who is currently a commentator for Formula One and used to be a Formula One racer in the past. Berto competed in a few Grand Prix races in 2000 and 2001 for Jaguar, which was the precursor to Red Bull Racing. It's likely that he has maintained good connections from his time in the sport. According to O Globo, there's been an internal struggle at Red Bull since the co-founder Dietrich Mateschitz passed away. Before his death, Mateschitz planned to pass his ownership in the company to his son Mark. However, it seems that other Thai shareholders are trying to have more influence in the company's decisions, including those related to the Red Bull Racing and AlphaTauri racing teams. Additionally, there seems to be tension between Christian Horner, who leads the Thai-backed team, and Helmut Marko, who used to be Mateschitz's right-hand person. After Mateschitz's passing, Horner appears to be trying to gain full control over Red Bull's motorsport activities. He may have the support of Oliver Mintzlaff, who has been advising Red Bull's board since Mateschitz's death. According to Berti and his co-author, it seems that Christian Horner is gaining more influence in Red Bull's decisions. This is evident from the appointment of Peter Bayer as the CEO of Scuderia AlphaTauri. Reportedly, Horner strongly supported Bayer, who used to work at the FIA. In the background, it's suggested that Horner is trying to part ways with Yuki Tsunoda, a Japanese driver. Tsunoda is confirmed to drive for AlphaTauri in 2024, but Horner doesn't see him as a long-term option for Red Bull Racing. The Red Bull Group's board of directors will meet this week, and a significant topic of discussion will be the future of Helmut Marko. They will decide whether he should continue with Red Bull Racing. O Globo claims that for the first time, Marko might be genuinely concerned about his position as an advisor. According to the reports from the Brazilians, Sergio Perez, who is Red Bull's second driver, might be replaced by Daniel Ricciardo for 2024. The channel suggests that Perez and Max Verstappen, Red Bull's lead driver, have had a strained relationship since the 2022 race in Brazil. Additionally, Christian Horner, the Red Bull team boss, prefers having Ricciardo as Verstappen's teammate. If Ricciardo moves from AlphaTauri to Red Bull Racing, then Liam Lawson would take his place at AlphaTauri. If I were in Horner's position, I'd also want to see Daniel Ricciardo on the Red Bull Racing team. But there's no guarantee he'll perform better than Sergio Perez. Ricciardo's injury probably messed up the plans of Helmut Marko and Christian Horner. This has put them in a tricky situation. I don't think it would be a bad idea for Red Bull to let go of Marko. He's made plenty of money, but I doubt Horner wants to take over all of Marko's responsibilities. Red Bull's driver program is quite extensive and goes beyond Formula One. If Red Bull decides to remove Marko, they will likely find someone else to replace him. Perhaps this will give Horner more freedom in making decisions about drivers, but that's uncertain. Honestly, it doesn't seem like there's tension within the Red Bull F1 team. It also doesn't appear that Perez is still upset about Verstappen over the 2022 incident in Brazil. Perez recently mentioned that he wants to earn the second spot through his performance. But once again, these are just rumors. Considering Helmut Marko's past statements, it's important to take rumors from that region that paint him in a negative light with a grain of salt. It's strange that under these rumors are all titled, "Horner wants to get rid of Marko," yet there isn't a clear explanation for why Horner might want to part ways with him. Is the suggestion that Marko is the sole reason why Yuki Tsunoda is still with AlphaTauri, ignoring the connection with their engine supplier? Did Marko have a say in or influence the appointment of the CEO at AlphaTauri? AlphaTauri? If not, then mentioning these items in that section seems unrelated to the main topic. It's indeed an odd rumor. I'm leaning towards thinking this rumor is not true. While it's possible, I expect Marko to stay on, especially after Red Bull's recent success with a 1-2 finish in a race. He might want to remain until at least 2026, but Red Bull could decide to let him go for other reasons. I don't believe Marko should be removed in a way that tarnishes his reputation just because some people were uncomfortable with his words. Many team bosses say things that others disagree with. Should they also be fired? Marko serves as an advisor, but is that really so different from other team leaders? Many people don't like Helmut Marko, and they think he often says things without a filter when he's interviewed or asked questions. However, I agree that his outspoken comments in public shouldn't necessarily put his position within the team in danger, but it does make me wonder how his colleagues on the team perceive him. Maybe this is why the rumor has come up. Just a thought. I also wonder how he's seen within the team, but I doubt that things are as bad as this rumor suggests. If the team was tired of him, they might have let him go during the winter break, which may or may not be decided this week. Based on the arguments, I just don't think the situation is as severe as it's made out to be. Maybe it's a regular yearly meeting and they're discussing contracts in a normal way, but O Globo made it sound more dramatic by saying they're deciding on his departure. So given what we know about Marko, whether you like him or not, he's not too different from the others in the industry, and based on that, I wouldn't believe this rumor. But there might be more happening behind the scenes. In example, some may brand it a conspiracy theory, but everything might be connected to the Thai family. And how are they connected to this? Well, to understand this situation, let's go back to when Dietrich Mateschitz, the co-founder of Red Bull, passed away. He owned 49% of Red Bull, and he had the freedom to make decisions about the company. The other 51% of the company belonged to a wealthy Thai family, with the majority of shares controlled by this family, not Dietrich's son, Mark. One important member of this Thai family is Chalem Uvidya, who is a billionaire. As of 2020, he was estimated to be worth $20.2 billion by Forbes. When Mateschitz passed away, the Uvidya family became the major decision makers, and people like Helmut Marko and even Max Verstappen had less influence. This Thai family has the majority vote in Red Bull, which means they have a significant say in the company's future. Even Mark, the son of Mateschitz, can't change this. If this Thai family who now controls the company decides they don't want to be involved in racing anymore, it could mean the end of Red Bull's racing teams. Max Verstappen or others can't change their minds, and that would actually leave Max Verstappen looking for a new F1 team, but realistically, I don't see that happening sometime soon, but that would be a situation with a lot of drama around it. Regarding Sergio Perez, it seems that Red Bull Racing will just wait for Mexico to pass before they sack him, so it would be interesting to see who will replace him. AlphaTauri already confirmed that next year's driving pair would be Daniel Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda, despite Red Bull wanting to bring in new drivers. But who would Red Bull bring to pair with Max Verstappen? If it's not Daniel Ricciardo, Lando Norris is one of the names. Despite being one of the best young talents, Lando Norris is also a good friend of Verstappen's. The pair also joke about driving together often and would certainly make a fantastic duo on the grid. But back to the main theme, do you think Red Bull will sack Helmut Marko? Let us know in the comments below.